Will you stop it? You're not going to scare me out of this.
Well, you're too damn boneheaded to listen to reason. What if this is the one baby you can have? You're just not thinking this through.
I don't want a baby. I have a dog. You know what? I'm not coming over here again.
Can you believe that? And she was a smart one.
After a 2-decade hiatus, Roseanne has roared back big time to primetime TV. Well, rejoining the cast for the return is the person affectionately known as First Becky, Lecy Goranson. She joins us from New York. Congrats, Lecy, on the show and all the success already. You got picked up for season 2. What is the cast making of all this?
We are overwhelmed in the best possible way. We are thrilled. We can't wait to do our next season, season 11, if you can believe it. And after we heard the great news about the ratings, we had a family Conner text, and we were just celebrating, and go Team Conner, you know, way to go underdogs. Here's how we see ourselves.
I love that there's a Team Conner text. Who started it? Who's the ringleader on that?
That would be Sarah G., our executive producer. An alias Darlene.
Fantastic. Yeah, and I think what we love about this show is that it's hitting all the right notes. It's you know, delving into conversations that we're all having as a country around our own dinner tables. What do you love about being back in the element?
You know, I love that aspect of it. I love the fact that our show connects to fans on such a personal level. And I think there was a lot of talk that was topical about politics, but what the show is really about is family. It's about family dynamic. It's about struggle in your family. It's about binding together when life is tough. And I think that everyone in the country, everyone in the world can relate to that.
I love that.
And it also brings up a lot of conversation as well. I love that there's dialogue in society about the show. People are really talking about it. And, you know, the show's been like that since 1988.
I love that we get to see both Beckys. Yes. I'm fascinated by this whole Becky thing. You are Becky with the good hair, by the way. But let's go way back. Okay, so you're Becky #1, your cast. So why did you initially leave the show?
I initially left the show to go to college. I had been working a full-time job for 5 years as a kid. And there was a lot of things about my life that I was really missing. You know, I have a lot of other interests. I've always loved school. I used to play soccer. I love sports and, you know, theater and all these things that I just didn't, you know, it's kind of like all of those things, let alone have a peer group and a boyfriend and stuff like that. You know, I was so just doing the show all the time. So it was really great to be able to integrate all those parts of myself that were on hold doing the show. But, you know, granted, I really did miss everybody in the show as well.
I love that. You were like a real kid after all, and you went to pursue your dreams and go to college, which I know was important because your mom is also, is she a professor? Or is she's a teacher?
She taught high school English.
Okay, so that's important. It's important to, you know, go and live your dreams, but then the fact that you get to come back and do this again has to be so incredible.
Well, I think being an actor, you know, you really want to be a well-rounded person as well. I feel like what you bring to the character is just education, life experience, and if you're just solely acting, then you're not living your life. And I feel like, you know, I gave a lot of my childhood years to the show, and I wanted to live some life. I wanted to experience some things, and that's one of the beautiful things about returning to the show is kind of sharing that more depth of experience and wisdom and all that fun stuff.
Now, I love that. But also Becky #2 is back. And are you instrumental in bringing Becky #2 back? And you're going to have her baby.
Well, I did suggest for her to come back. I wanted her to come back and actually do scenes together. I can't attribute that happened to me, but I just really felt like, you know, everyone's trying to pit me and Sarah apart. Which Becky do you like better? And I thought, let's just bind together as one and do scenes together and be ladies together and have fun together. And I feel like the fans are really enjoying it. I think they're really getting a kick out of it.
Well, especially because, as Kit said, you're going to be her surrogate.
Yeah.
So we've already seen your first sort of scenes together. Is this going to be a relationship that develops as you become pregnant with her child?
Well, actually, that
can't give
doesn't
away?
end up happening.
Oh,
well,
snap.
Yeah, it doesn't. There's the episode that aired last night
Okay.
that that shows that Becky actually can't conceive.
Oh, we missed that last night.
And it's very, very moving and very deep, and something that happens to a lot of women, you know, and the way it's dealt with is very, very powerful. And, you know, the show, this particular episode is a lot about women. It's a lot about sibling relationships. It's a lot about support. And, you know, it also deals with Becky being a widow. You know, her husband, Mark, has passed away, and she really hasn't dealt with the grief of that. And, you know, as a result, her life has kind of been on hold. She hasn't gone through the pain. And it's just a really moving thing that she kind of realizes that with the help of her family, who kind of get it and help her through that. And she decides to start going through her pain, and I think it's very powerful and moving and very truthful.
That the passing of, by the way, the actor who played your husband, also
So
Glenn
sad.
Quinn. So I imagine that had to be hard on set. You know, all of you coming together as a family again and dealing with the loss of somebody as well in your Roseanne family.
Yeah, it was very, very powerful, and the show is dedicated to his memory and his life. It was very interesting because while we were shooting the show, there were many times where we felt his presence with us very, very strongly. And even some of the new crew members who weren't with us back in the day kind of had an intuition. They kind of felt a presence. And he was just such a wonderful, wonderful, generous person and lovely. I mean, also, you know, just easy on the eyes. But it felt good for us to celebrate his memory and also acknowledge his loss.